These have been on shoots in Paris this week. I think that's going to be my Christmas outfit. You cannot tell the difference. This looks so much like the Celine one that I fell in love with. I would say that this was on a par with Sandra and Marge. If this is brand new, in the box, we are going to talk about these, and I'm actually a little bit nervous. I'm a bit sick. Welcome back to another video. We've just got back from Paris, so I couldn't not do a video of what we bought, well, what I bought in Paris. I know this is becoming very strange, isn't it? But we'll talk about that later. Did go to Chanel. I have so much to talk to you about Chanel in Paris. You need to stay on for this, and you also need to stay on for what happened. Quite an interesting story, so I'll leave that till the end, and I'm going to show you a bit of what I wore in Paris. So I started off vlogging in Paris. Actually no, I took my camera and didn't vlog once because I was working. So for those of you that aren't familiar with what I do, or maybe you watch my videos and you don't fully understand what I do, I think it's a good time to share it. So I am still an active stylist, and I have been a stylist since I'm 17 years old. And that's over half my life, let me tell you. I started off doing so many internships, definitely my top tip. Oh, the wine cooler decides to make an appearance during filming. No, the coffee machine, that is. So definitely recommend do internships, as many as you can. And I never forget, I was at OK magazine. I used to do different parts of fashion just to make sure what I wanted to do. And I went in as like doing styling contributions, like as an assistant. And I remember the editor said to me very scarily, "What do you want to do when you're older?" And I answered her for about 10 minutes, you know, as you do as you're young. And I actually said a career that didn't exist. Fast forward all these years, it was a blogger, and you all know that back then this did not exist whatsoever. There was no Instagram, there was no social media. I think MySpace might have just made an appearance. So isn't that crazy? So go with your dreams. That's a whole new other video. So I'm still an active stylist. Started off doing commercial, which is music videos, big campaigns and ads for brands. Then I moved over to be a personal shopper at Harrods for 5 years. So we used to do events and things like that, of course, but it was more everyday styling, which is my true passion. I love everyday styling. I love capsule collections. So that's just a little bit of background. And know that when you get a styling haul from me, it is from not only a stylist that has 20 years experience, but I'm also still an active stylist. So that's what I was doing in Paris. And I actually used a couple of these because I always take extra bits. Apart from like the stuff that I have for the brands anyway, I always pack my own suitcase. You know when you see in the credits, stylist own, I think it's a thing that everyone does. You just bring your own bits. So these have been on shoots in Paris this week, and because I didn't have that much room, of course I wore this as well. So I'll put up some pictures throughout as me just wearing these bits every day. Okay, so should we get into this haul, and then we'll go into the Chanel and Louis Vuitton unboxing. So this is a haul that I've teamed up with Urban Revivo. I've done a couple of hauls of them before, and I know that you love them. So Urban Revivo is high street prices, but actually on the lower end. The quality is unbelievable. The best I have come across for high street. And look, if I just pick up this first one, the weight on this jacket, I know this is insane, this one. We'll talk about them one by one. The weight on this and the detail and the buttons that they use, there's no comparison. I was actually blown away, hence why I still do these hauls. And I literally just went to work in Paris and wore all these jackets and did not pack any other jackets. I didn't even pack a leather jacket, which is crazy for me. I fell in love with the brand because of their Chanel inspired pieces. But let's forget Chanel for now. I mean, there's definitely Chanel inspired. I fell in love with their Saint Laurent jacket. I'll put up a picture here. So many of you love this jacket. And I had to be truthful with you. That jacket only went up to a size 42. Which is madness. And not only does it go up to a 42, I'm not kidding you, that size 42, which should be a 12, I could not even move like this. It was like a small Italian UK, like a UK 8, but in Italian, because you know Italian sizes run super small. I couldn't believe it, but I was so obsessed with that jacket. I went everywhere looking for it. Then I found one in Celine that I absolutely loved, and then I came across this one. So this is another one that I love. It is one of my absolute favorites. I wore this so much. Sabrina, who is, it has got buttons as well, like down here. This is the way I'm holding it. Oh, where's the buttons? Oh, this side. Sabrina, the CEO of Luxury Promise, she actually wore this one as well. This looks so much like, I'll put a cutaway of me wearing it. This looks so much like the Celine one that I fell in love with. I'll see if I have a picture on my phone. I loved that Celine jacket, and I don't want to buy it just because it's Celine. There's nowhere on the jacket that even says Celine. I just thought, wow, I can wear that to an event, to an evening, just with jeans, shopping. I knew that it was timeless. And I thought, okay, it's worth the investment, but then I kind of choked when I saw the price. I do divulge in these kind of things now and again, but I don't want to be spending £4,000 on a jacket. So if I can find it elsewhere, I will. Then I found this. So if you're very into the Celine jackets, we have this one. I have a black one like this as well, but my mum has actually got one of them because I didn't have enough room in the suitcase. And then we've got this one, which I found very similar in Saint Laurent, but of course they both look very Chanel. So they are the perfect dupes, but they are dupes. They're not direct copies, which is what I love. The buttons are all slightly different. The buttons on each piece, I always say when you're looking for, even when you're looking for designer pieces, you must look at your detail and your buttons. So if the buttons on the side, I always prefer, it drives me mad if it's just two, because that's another sign that it's like a low-end piece. If you're looking for a designer piece, there are always, most of the time, the buttons aren't working, so do not spend 3 to 4K on a designer jacket and they haven't even made. I refuse to buy it. Now these buttons, just being a complete honest review, these are not working, but for the price, I would not expect that. As someone that creates a brand myself, each button costs a fortune to make the buttonhole, to make a working button. It's not physically possible to have something this price make the buttons working. So I know I always say that in my video, look for the buttonholes, and I want to be completely truthful with you. The way that this is done and the way that they moved, they look fabulous. And for the price, like these jackets, we're talking around £50. It's crazy, like for a jacket like this. And then I have a discount code, which I should have said right at the very beginning. I'll put it on the screen here or in the discount, in the description box below. Look at all the piping detail, look at this, it blows my mind. Like if this was around £100, I wouldn't think twice about buying it. Okay, so buttons covered. I just want to be completely transparent with you when it comes to shopping designer, that you must look for working buttons, look at the collar and the felt behind. And when you're looking on high street, of course you're getting what you're paying for, but I still want you to get the best option on the high street, and you get that with Urban Revivo. You get the best quality for high street, and I would say that this was on a par with Sandro and Marge, but we're talking £50, not £400. So I think I'm going to start with my favourite pieces. I mean, this is my favourite haul I've done so far. You know, we're coming into autumn. I love jackets, it's like my thing. So we'll talk about the two that I have on because I think that they're my favourite. This, I wore this to shoot my kitchen, so I'll put up a picture of me wearing this. This is so soft to wear. All of the Urban Revivo pieces are really soft, really comfy. Now, one thing you need to know about Urban Revivo for sizing is you need to size up, and if I can size up twice, on the ones that are slightly cropped, where do I have a cropped one? There's one that I'm missing, and I've worn it so much, I think I've left it in my wardrobe, but I'll put up the picture, and if I can find it somewhere. It's one that I took to Paris before, and I wore it with my Prada shorts. I've worn it with a pair of jeans. I've lived in that jacket. That's the one that looks like the Saint Laurent jacket. And I've had that for a while, and I wear it all the time. So when it's cropped like this, because I had a lot of questions on Instagram, go up as much as you can. I got that in an XL, and I don't ever wear XLs. And I'm at size 12, UK 12 in jackets, if that helps you, and I never wear cropped. But that crop is such a good fit on me in the XL. I can wear that with even boyfriend jeans, my Prada shorts. I wear it to death. It literally looks like the Saint Laurent one, and the Saint Laurent one was £4,000, I think, 4,200. So that's one of my favourite go-tos at the moment. This one, it's like a fluffy, pearly, absolutely everything I love. I remember I wore this, I had an honoré for the day, and we went out in Paris, and I just shoved on literally the jeans that I have on now, pair of New Balance sneakers, and this, I think I've got a picture of me in the elevator with him. This to me looks so expensive, and I waited a long time for this to come back in stock, and when I ordered it, they didn't have the white one. I'll put up a picture, the white one. I think that's gonna be my Christmas outfit. So every year I wear my red Chanel jacket, but Christmas Eve, I think that's gonna be my Christmas Eve, because in France we have, that's like the Christmas days. We have 2 big Christmas days. Amazing, and don't forget to use that discount. But this and the white one, look. And I love the fabric of this inside. Like it's like a soft felt. And I got this in, oh, this is a large UK 12. I could have had XL in this, but this fits me pretty good. It's the cropped ones that I go to XL. But this is so cozy. You could wear like a lace blouse underneath. It looks really good with a tee. In Paris, I literally wore it with nothing underneath. It looks so expensive. I would say that this is probably like around £4.50 if you was expect to see it in Sandro or something. Absolutely amazing. Working pockets. I didn't even take a handbag out with me that day. So this and the white one, my absolute favourite, if I could only have one. And this, because I think this is so different. Like, look at the piping. Look at this piping here. Every detail on this, it's like white, black with a golden thread. The buttons, all the Urban Revivo buttons, they never disappoint me. So this is another one of my absolute favourites. I think it looks so expensive, and every single one of the girls on the LP team asked me where this was from. And Sabrina ordered this one. She ordered this one and that one. She ordered. Now this, I love. So I wore this with my same jeans that I wear. I'll link them in below because they're amazing. And I've got a denim haul coming soon, so stay tuned. This I wore with my black Chanel bag, but imagine if you had like a bright green bag. I love that kind of matching that's not too obvious. And do you know how I imagine this style, which I can't wear myself but look good on other people? A thin knit, like roll neck, high neck. I can't wear them because I feel like my bust is too big, but I imagine this in autumn winter with a high green roll neck, green bag, really go for that strong green, which is still a very strong colour for the season. But look at this piping. It's not that they're just cute, inspired Chanel and Saint Laurent Celine pieces. They're actually very, very well made, and this is a very perfect green. It's like a toned down forest green, like a light forest green. So normally I go for the neutrals, but I love that. I feel like it's very classic. Imagine with my Vert Cyprus Birkin. So we've got that. Then we have this black cardigan. So the ones that I showed you before look very much like this, but with a diamond knit design. This one is a thin, small gauge. Gorgeous is like the how it's knitted. I'm probably going to get too advanced now in the knit. I won't say words like that because I think it'll be confusing. But again, look at these buttons. They're a matte finish, and then they have like a ribbed effect. 10 out of 10 Urban Revivo on your button selection. You must have an amazing button buyer. But this is so soft. I'm ashamed to say that if I was closing my eyes, I would think that this is cotton cashmere, and anyone that buys this, close your eyes and feel it and tell me if I'm wrong that this feels like a cotton cashmere mix. I don't know how they do it. It's so soft. Everything's got a bit of weight for them. I know I'm talking a lot about the quality of this, but that's really important for me when I'm wearing high street pieces. And you can see yourself if you like it or not, so I'm here to really tell you about the quality. This I have an XL, so perfect example. You see how it's a bit cropped? A large I think would be a bit, and I always want the extra, like, so it's not pulling here. But how beautiful is that? It's just for a classic, I would say Chanel inspired, but Saint Laurent and Celine are very much doing this as well. So we're now going into Saint Laurent, Celine, Chanel, and also not forgetting Alexandra Rich, who also does pieces like this, but puts really statement buttons, which you can also get at Urban Revivo. Scattering all over the place. Another one of my favourites, which I already touched upon. This one is sensational. Another one that I waited so long for. They had this last year. And that's what I love about Urban Revivo. They carry on pieces. It's not like one in, one out, super fast fashion. They had this last winter and I missed out on it. And it did come in white as well. But this is more of I wouldn't say it's a coat, I'll say it's a cardigan. So very much a cardigan, very heavy, so like a coat, but not like a coat. And it just looks so expensive. It's absolutely amazing. What size do I have in that? Large, but I'll put it all in the description box. This one we've already touched upon, but I love that low V-neck. Well, no, we've already spoken about that, haven't we? But this one I just think looks extremely elegant. And I've got a large in that one. Couldn't resist this. I love a nautical look. How beautiful is that? But wait for the back. How you could literally wear that backwards if you want. Look, 2 in 1. Again, it feels really soft. It's got a really delicate cable knit if you go up close. Look at that beautiful cable knit. The details are amazing. And this is black and cream, tucked into a pair of black trousers, over black leggings and bikers, with a pair of jeans. I would even wear this with like a pair of black joggers. I really would. Really sweet little piece, isn't that? Really, really beautiful. Last we're going to look at, that's exactly the same as the other one, but black. Isn't that lovely? I feel like my mum will steal that one. And then one other injection of colour. I got this one just because I quite like wearing the odd pink or lots of white. I normally reverse my colours when it comes to winter and summer. But I love this one so much, and because it's timeless and classic, I thought I'll put this one away for spring. That's the kind of madness that I do. But really sweet little buttons. And I always find, like, look, it doesn't come out easy. So with pearl round buttons, they sometimes slip out. And that never happens with these pieces. So I think I've spoken long enough. Everything will be linked below in the description box with sizes, with the discount code. Check out all their other pieces because that website is actually crazy. Like if you want like a winter wedding event, they do amazing maxi dresses, they do amazing knitted dresses. So this and this kind of thing, they're all doing dresses, knee length, minis. Definitely worth checking out. Prices are amazing. Quality is the best you can get for high street. And then you get that discount code as well. So that's it for the styling haul. I'll be wearing these on my Instagram. There's already a couple of reels of me wearing them. They'll be on my stories because I'm going to be sharing stories tonight from my Paris trip. What else is there? Yeah, so if you want to see me wearing them, go ahead over to my Instagram. It's @ClaireChanel, just my name. And now we would talk about the Chanel and the Louis Vuitton. I was just trying to find that jacket, the one that looks like the Saint Laurent / Chanel. I have a feeling that's the one that my mum took home. Luckily I've worn it a lot, so I have a lot of images to show you, but I come across this. So this is one of my Chanel jackets. You cannot tell the difference, and the arms are a bit short in this. This is just like a cotton fabric, so actually the other one feels a lot nicer. It's more constructed. But look at the difference. Like if you want that Chanel look, / Celine / Saint Laurent, you can spend 4,000 on this. Don't get me wrong, I love my Chanel jackets, do not get me wrong, but I like them because I like the look. So there's the information, you do with it as you will, but they literally look the same. If anything, the Urban Revivo one looks a bit more constructed and slightly bigger buttons, but look at this kind of look that you get, 4,000 versus like £40. So I'll pop that back on. And now we're going to get into the Chanel unboxing. Okay, so what do you want first? Chanel or Louis? Let's go with the Louis. Because Chanel, we have a long story. I'm loving this black and white monochrome vibe. I popped this on because it's the one that I'm going to keep on for the day. It's really chilly, perfect for this weather. Okay, so if you're familiar with my hauls, you'll know that I recently unboxed something from Louis Vuitton recently. My husband bought for my anniversary, I think it was. And I've always been asked, why don't I buy Louis Vuitton? Actually, funnily enough, took that to Paris with me. Because we literally, any spare moment I have in Paris, I spend in the park with Honoré. And do you know what's so magical about having a child is I've been to Paris over 100 times in my lifetime and never once went to the park. Obviously I walked through the parks, but they're huge. You delve in deep and they're magical. They have horse riding, old-fashioned, not the carousels you think of, really old-fashioned horse ones, but they're deep in the park. So we literally spend there every day, and I need a bag like this, you know, not like a Kelly, because once I took my box red Kelly and that was not a good idea. So before we went away to Paris, I had meetings all day in London, and I said I'm gonna nip into Louis Vuitton to buy this. Didn't have it. Went to Louis Vuitton in Paris, only one, didn't have it. Went to another one, the queue was like outside, which we'll talk about in a second. And then I thought, actually, I'm gonna pop to the Luxury Promise shop, because I was popping there all the time to get stock, get the girls. I wasn't actually looking, because that's dangerous for me, because I always buy something from Luxury Promise. Even when the shop is shut and I'm there in the office, I'll see some stock come in. It's terrible. I go in there with my eyes shut sometimes, and then I'm like, don't show me, oh, but what's that brown Kelly? It's terrible. I thought I'd be able to control myself after being this old working in fashion, but no, it's still my weakness. So I go in there and I thought, they're not going to have one, but maybe they've got something vintage that I can use similar. It's in the window on top of this box. So let me show you it. This is brand new, in the box, even the ribbon and the labels, full set as you call it. Look, literally how I would buy it, and it gets even better. So for those of you that know about my red Kelly, which you might have seen in some of the cutaways, I'm not sure. I sold lots to get that red Kelly. I buy a lot from Luxury Promise and I sell a lot there. And I wasn't sure exactly the amount, but I think it was around similar to this, and I was holding the credit note to wait for something that I really loved. And it was meant to be. So this is one that Paris bought me. It's the mini Nice, I think it is. It's the vanity. And I wanted one more of this size. And later I want the medium. But the reason why I love this smaller size is because for traveling, literally for traveling, I don't like dragging all my makeup. Like, this is more than enough. And it even fits my big eyeshadow palettes. I love these. I wish I'd bought them sooner. They look so beautiful on my vanity at home, on my dressing table, and then I travel so much. We have been home for a day away. This is the best thing, because I literally have it on my vanity, looks beautiful, I pick it up. We actually drive to Paris all the time, or the Eurostar, and I literally just take it like this in the car. It's been the most amazing thing, and it looks beautiful. I had it on the fireplace, on the mantle in Paris, and I really wanted a beauty one, because I love my beauty skincare, and I ended up just throwing my skincare in my wardrobe. So I have one for my makeup, one for my beauty. I have the huge one on my dressing table, which I have hair stuff in at the moment. And then I'll just get the medium one just because I love them. So if you're thinking about splurging in one of these, I do recommend it. They're a lot of money, but they're timeless. And I just couldn't believe I didn't go to Luxury Promise first. And do you know what they have in stock at the moment? They have the makeup, like toiletry bags that are unisex. I mean, these are all unisex, but they're ones that definitely look masculine, and they're really great for makeup, and they are so cheap. They're like £300, and they have about 4 of them in stock, and I nearly picked up one of them, but I just didn't have time to keep looking. I was really happy with this, but I'll link a couple of them below. And if you want to put your name down for one of these, I suggest emailing, because the DMs are out of control. I've seen them poor girls. There's only one girl on Instagram. You know, it's still a smallish company, and they're like hundreds a day. So if you don't get replies on DM, it's kind of impossible to keep up with them. I've seen it myself. So I would email if I was you. And you can put your name down for one of these. These you can get in Louis Vuitton. I've seen them on the website, but like my diary, I looked for 2 years for that, and then about a week after I bought it, it was on the website. So, you know, it's up and down, but when I wanted to buy one, there weren't one, and let me tell you that in November, they normally do a price increase. So I'm so happy with that. It was meant to be, and I know I always buy something from Luxury Promise when I'm doing like a campaign, I know, but I genuinely did look for this, and I have my credit note. So if you want to sell bits, sometimes I do consignment because I get a little bit more for the product. Sometimes I just sell it straight if I really want to buy something, like I get the Hermes call. I try to be responsible. So you can sell bits. If you get a credit note like I did, you get more back. That's why I always opt for a credit note, because I like to recycle my pieces. Yeah, that's what I picked up at Luxury Promise in the Paris store. It was only a pop-up shop. let me know if you'd like me to pass on to the CEO if they should get a shop in Paris. What do you think, full time? I think it'd be amazing. It was so busy. Okay, you know my video is always far too long. Now, we are going to talk about these, and I'm actually a little bit nervous, I'm a bit sick. So, went to Chanel to buy, which I haven't even brought them down because I've already replaced them. I forgot that I bought them. So you know my black Chanel boots that I wore in Paris exactly this time last year? They were a little bit tight on me, and I was still very confused about my foot sizing because like having the baby, my shoe size was all over the place, and they were fine, but I needed half a size up. So when I saw that they'd released them again, and I'd only worn mine 3 times, I put them up for sale with Luxury Promise. They sold within an hour. I sent them with the box, everything. They looked pretty immaculate, like you could see I wore them once. I went to go buy them, and I now have a shoe associate that's so lovely. She really has been helping me a lot. And I went to buy them, before I went to Paris, she wasn't in. Everything was fine, of course, because I was buying a bunch of shoes. Then I bought these, they were really helpful. I just happened to see them in there, and I was umming and ahhing. All I'm going to tell you is, they were expensive. They were 1,600, but we're going to talk about the difference in Paris prices, because honestly, mind blown. And the reason why I shouldn't have bought these, I was quite annoyed with myself buying them because I'm very responsible. I have this rule that you need to be able to pay cash twice. Okay, fine, that wasn't a problem, but I just knew I shouldn't have been buying these because I just bought the other ones, and even though I sold them at Luxury Promise, all I'm going to say to you is, there's something that I've made with Ruslan that these look so divine with. I just couldn't get that look out of my head with these boots. So even Paris was like, and he never says this, it's like, do you need another pair of boots? Like, you bought 2 Hermes bags this month. Do you really need those boots? And you're literally buying these boots. And I was like, yeah, but the Ruslan piece. And he was like, yeah, that does look good. So this is what I bought. Now let me tell you how complicated it is to buy Chanel shoes. So I bought these in my size 39.5, and I have very narrow feet. I got home, I tried them on the rug, and they just didn't feel right. I thought, if I'm going to be wearing these all day long, because I want to wear these all day. So I go to Chanel for some help, and I had like the worst service, not ever, because I get terrible service in there, and I always say if it wasn't for my sales associate and the ready to wear, I don't think I'd buy anything again. And she's so amazing. She's made such a Chanel shopping so pleasurable the last 2 years. I've slowly been buying more ready to wear, slowly getting back into the brand, and then bam, I have awful service. It was terrible. I just wanted some help with the shoe sizing. I had a meeting next to Selfridges, and I thought, let me just go in there and ask. I got the... That's the weirdest sound. I got the best service from the manager in Chanel Selfridges. I was in shock how much she was helping me. She ran Paris for me. I used to have... I had a couple of bad experiences in Chanel, but Chanel Selfridges shoe department, wow. Like, wow. If you want shoes from Chanel, go to Selfridges. Amazing. Apart from the one girl that helps me in Harrods, who is very, very nice. So she was explaining to me, and I know they do these with the ballet pumps. If you have a wider foot, it's called like 39C, and C is the wider cut. They didn't have any of my size in the wider cut, and then the next size up was too big. So I go to Paris, and there are 2 pairs. We call them, they wouldn't hold them for me unless I was in the store. So I had like 2 hours gap in between working all day for Luxury Promise and then going to film their boat party. And I went there, the queue was so long, and they said they're not letting any more people in. I'd walked an hour with Honoré in the pram, and I just said, look, I have had 1 hour to I was telling the truth, I have 1 hour to come in and buy something. I spoke to this guy on the phone yesterday, he's not got them on hold, but there's 2 pairs, can I just come in and pay for them? He was so nice, and he let me in. It was like a circus in there. We sat there for 2 hours to be served. Honoré was fine at first because there was lots of children in there. They were playing, they were giving them like madeleines, like little cakes, it was fine. And then he got obviously sick of it, so Paris had to take him away. As I thought, this is too much now, and my priority is going to film this boat party. I have to leave. I walked out of the shop, and then the host came after and said, someone will see you now. And I feel like that was the universe telling me not to buy them. And I bought them in such a rush, I didn't compare the prices. And if I'd have compared the prices, I wouldn't have known. So back in the day, it used to be the same price in euro as in pounds. So it was always cheaper for us in Paris, in France, for Brits. Then a couple of years ago, they made it so it's the same price. Now, the pound, like the currency is so AWOL, I ended up paying £300 more for these in Paris, which has never happened to me. And if I knew that, I wouldn't have bought them because it's just extortionate. They were €2,000, and they were 1,600 in England. So, and then I was working all day, and then they were closed on Sunday, and I couldn't take them back. So I better love these shoes after the wait that I had, and I feel like I shouldn't have had them, and I feel like they're overpriced. So this is me telling you how much I should be having these shoes, which has been the first time on my channel that I'm doing this. I feel like it was so much hassle. It was really not enjoyable buying them. So anyway, these are the 39.5. Yes, they are. These ones I need to take back. I tried to take them back to Harrods in between meetings, and yes, I was in a rush. That was my fault. I was rushing them because it was my fault. I had it up. But no one wanted to help me, and I forgot the receipt, but you normally can find it on your rewards card. I mean, I used to work there, and they just wouldn't look for it on my rewards card. And then there was a lady in Chanel shoes, buying Chanel shoes, and she looked to me like definitely a manager or director, because I know I used to work there. And she even come over and said, what are you talking about? You can find her receipt on the rewards card. They just didn't want to help me. I couldn't believe it. So now I still have these. And these are exactly the same, and I'm actually too scared to try them on. I really am. I'm too scared to try them on because I literally put one foot in there and said, "Yep, great, I'll take them," and I didn't fully try them on. So I'm really terrified because I never buy this size. I don't even know if I got the wide or the non-wide. I'm really, and I can't take them back because they're from Paris. But I do like them, and I was going to buy the Hermes riding boots, but you know, they're always there, them Hermes riding boots, and I do love my Chanel shoes. I'll buy the Hermes riding boots like early next year. So anyway, you've seen them, but I'll put these on for a cutaway, and I'll do a thumbs up if they fit, and I'll do a thumbs down if they don't. So I will put up a picture here of me wearing the new Chanel back boots that I bought. And that's it really. This is long enough, but thank you so much for watching. All of the Urban Reviver stuff will be linked below. Do not forget your discount. That's it really. Go check out the Louis Vuitton pochettes and makeup bags on Luxury Promise. Leave me any comments if you want to see some videos lately. Do you want to see some autumn hauls? Are you interested in that denim haul? Need to film lots of videos for you. Little Rue Sloan update. Do you want to know something? I have this one piece which is my killer piece for this first drop, and like I told you, I had like 12 pieces and I had to condense it to like 4 because of budget and just time leads and everything. I'd never end up getting this brand out. So my strongest piece, the hero piece, has taken me a year and a half to sample because I wanted it perfect. I even just got to the point where I could have kept on sampling and sampling, but I just said go ahead to production. Was waiting 2 weeks for my slot, and then it was 2 weeks, and then we're going to launch next week. And I called them for an update because they went a bit quiet, and they were like, yes, about that, we're closing down. So imagine a year and a half sampling with one brand, all that money sampling, like it costs thousands to sample, and now I've got to sample all again. At least I have my pattern, but I have to pay all the sampling again, and that's not even the problem. I mean, that's gutting and a waste of money. But yes, I had to find a new factory, which I got so incredibly lucky, and it actually worked out better in the end. But yeah, it's been so stressful. I mean, it's out of my hands. I went to go into production. They're meant to be delivered next week, and I'm 2 months behind basically, which is a miracle that I found someone before September, like before the winter drop. So that's the update. Really hoping to launch in November, but fingers crossed. So thank you so much for watching. We are going to pop out for a little lunch. How cute is this? And I've got my new... Isn't that the best way to show a pair of shoes on a styling haul? But that's my look today. And do you want to see my bag that I'm wearing today? Because I need a big one. Got my laptop, got my diary. That's my bag that I'm wearing today. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. So that means they fit, but not great. Would I spend 2K on them? No. I shouldn't have bought them, but I like them boots. Lesson learned, don't buy expensive boots in a rush, and when the universe is making something difficult for you to buy or do, listen and don't get it.